Morning, Nerdigans. This is the one and only Packer Girl 89 of Nerdigans, and today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Moriarty the Patriot chapter 76. So before I get into this recap and live reaction, let me just remind you to hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons. And because, of course, this channel, let alone this video, are not sponsored. If you love what we're doing and want to help keep this operation alive and kicking so we can keep bringing you more anime and manga content, whether it be news, analysis, or live reactions like this one, feel free to hit up our Cash App and PayPal. Links are in the description box below. So, well, we're getting the final chapter of this arc. I'm really looking forward to seeing how it concludes. But because, man, that battle was fucking fierce. Holy shit. So, without further ado, let's get to this chapter and see how it's going to end. The return of William and Sherlock, and then the bell tolls announcing the end, a song of celebration for new beginnings. Returning to the time the two camps dined together, well, so that's how our 3 years in the States as well as Liam's story went. Why, that bloody awful fiend? If only they'd ask someone for help. Why? Why do you have to die? Good night. Tiff stood alone before a parrot rifle. He was braver than any soldier I met on the battlefield. Damn, if only I'd been there, we could have destroyed those trench mortars together. Perhaps everyone's had a bit too much to drink. Can't stand this anymore if I don't. Let's dedicate this stream to the fallen soldiers. Telling their story like this is also a way of mourning them. We have to make sure their tale is passed on to future generations. That's exactly right. Then wouldn't it be good to write a novel about them, John Gunn? You're right. I could write one myself. Oi, Vaughn, don't go saying needless things. This talk's gone on long enough, hasn't it? Are you sure? That's all right, John Gunn. You've already stopped writing the Holmes series due to Sherlock's absence. Wouldn't that anger Conan Doyle's fans? It'll be fine. I can just change my pen name, leaving aside our conversation, Sherlock, for being by Will's side until he could stand on his own 2 feet again. You have my heartfelt thanks. I haven't done anything you need to thank me for, because Liam standing up again was due to his own strength. After the incident in Vermissa, the 2 of us worked a number of jobs together under U.S. supervision. 3. Well, I was there too, so that makes 3 of us, eh? Yeah. Half a year ago from now, we set to work investigating a certain international crime network. What? Liam stayed behind in New York while I traveled from Asia to Europe looking into the matter in secret. I'm truly sorry for not telling everyone that we were alive all this time. Don't worry about that anymore, Shirley. It's just, I'm sorry for stealing a march on you guys, but I actually wrote to John alone about it, since I'd caused him heaps of trouble back then with Bilverton. Go back to chapter 48 for that. Wrote to him? How? If you were rescued by Billy and scouted by Pinkerton, and thus under surveillance by the U.S. government, wouldn't you have been forbidden from communicating? It ain't communicating now, isn't it? After all, I just sent the great author a whole bunch of unidirectional fan letters. Yeah, I was really surprised by that. I was just casually reading my fan mail when I'm a huge fan of yours living in America. There's so many scenes I love from your works, but among them, the part where Holmes and Watson had sandwiches on their rooftop right before breaking into Milverton's residence, and talked about their views on marriage is my favorite. What? Can't be. And that's how it went, because you'd written about our actual memories together that I never put in my books. I'm glad I got through 3 as planned. I see. That way you wouldn't be exposed even if the letters were to be inspected. Indeed. And then when I secretly let Miss Hudson know as well, she was so shocked she'd killed over. Well, of course, it came right after the funeral was over, just as I finally begun to accept that Sherlock was dead. Also, when I found out that you were alive, I had a new problem to worry about. Mr. Mycroft had been in grief for so long, but I knew there must have been something going on for you to have kept your survival under wraps, so even though I wanted to tell him, I just couldn't. So, you had such a concern, Miss Hudson? Even though I was perfectly fine. What? Please don't misrepresent the past. You look so lonely every day. No, not at all. Hey, William, if you were barred from communicating, then it couldn't be helped that you didn't tell Lewis and the others, but why'd you abandon me all this time? You didn't even come and get me. Your right-hand man? I didn't mean to abandon you, moron. In fact, I've been looking for you, but you were just too good at keeping yourself hidden. Huh? There's no helping it, god damn it. I got wind of your whereabouts around the same time as MI6 when you shot at her at the Langham Motel because he was trying to sell British blueprints for a new class of submarines to another country. That was when I first shared information about you with U.S. intelligence agencies as well, Moran. Since Balmoral had information on this international crime network, the United States also wanted to arrest him somehow. See chapter 56 and 66 for that. However, since another of my cases was in its final stages, I couldn't make a move right away. Hence, as Shirley was conveniently in Montpellier, France, I sent a telegram asking him to head to London before me. And then, since Billy was already scheduled to attend some talks in London, I gave him an envelope addressed to Moran and had him pass it to Shirley at Paris's Gare du Nord station. There we go. Once my work was done, I rushed over from New York. Since Shirley was taking care of Moran, I first went to where Albert Nissan was, and that's how it happened. But in that case, is it all right for us to be in contact with you like this, Mr. William? Mr. Holmes had even gone so far as to fully reveal himself in public. I'll explain that bit to you guys. Is that all right, Antenna Oni-san? Go ahead. Actually, at the Anglo-American talks held before this dinner, an intelligence sharing program between the U.S. and British governments was set up. It's so we can quickly deal with international crimes like in the case of Balmoral earlier. So as part of that, Senpai and William Kun and I have been seconded from Pinkerton to MI6. What? So that's why you chose this moment to let us know you were alive. A criminal investigation in London, that means I can work with you again, right? Well, that's basically it. I'm so glad, Sherlock. Yeah, I can continue writing your story. Really now. Isn't that great, Lewis Kahn? And now we'll all be together again. Well, then, it's getting late, so it's about time for... Please wait a moment. The party isn't over just yet. Isn't that right, Albert-sama? As Herder said, isn't everyone forgetting something? What could it be? Was there anything we'd forgotten? We haven't had dessert, have we? In fact, we prepared my very own specialty. That's so, Nissan. That's right, I forgot. Wait, Albert, your cooking's absolutely insane, so let's do this another time. Insane? I suppose you just meant that you just can't wait to savor it, but since everyone might just end up writhing in ecstasy and swooning from its sheer deliciousness, I should serve this another day. Did I get that right, Colonel? What the hell's he saying? Well, just be a good boy and wait. Hey, wait! So it's Alkin's desserts. I wonder what he's made. I'm sure it'll be wonderful sweets like macarons or a tart. Look at him being so carefree. They don't know that Albert's domestic sensibilities are effectively non-existent. This is the worst sense of foreboding I've ever gotten. Thank you for waiting. Here is tonight's special. That's... Ooh, wow, that looks delicious, Alkin. Strange, isn't it completely normal? No, don't be fooled. This is Albert's cooking. There'll definitely be something up. Herder, if you please, here it comes. Gas hose? It was flame which provided the impetus for Will to stand back up on his feet, and the core of this dessert is precisely that too. Here goes. What? Well then, let's finish it off, shall we? Stop, you idiot! Hand it over. It sure as hell looks decent from the outside, but of course you'll ruin it. It's even bubbling like crazy on the surface. It's done for. Perfect. Colonel, please try it. This fragrance which penetrates the nostrils and permeates right through to the brain. Wait, hold on. It sure smells good, but this is Albert's handiwork. There's no way it'd be delicious. God, that looks so good. But what's this racing in my chest? I can't quite suppress. What is this? Wrapped in sheets on a lazy Sunday morning. It's that sort of languid sweetness. Ooh, we going food wars up in here. But where am I? This ain't London. Enjoying the waves on a sandy beach on a remote island of perpetual summer. This art, by the way, everything. That feeling of freshness, like grains of sand clinging to lightly tanned skin. Huh? What was that? What was that hallucination just now? It's called a foodgasm, my dude. This dessert, the balance between its sweetness and the bitterness of the burnt sugar is just exquisite. Is this why he torched it earlier? But that alone can't explain this refreshing fragrance, so how did he... Oh, Albert, what the hell did you do this dish? Nothing in particular, but if I had to say. The eggs I used were laid just this morning, while the milk was fresh from London cows, and the white sugar for caramelization was produced in India. I was able to be picky about my ingredients. I see, so that's why I was struck by the feeling of being wrapped in lazy sheets uh, wrapped in sheets on a lazy Sunday morning. You too, Patterson? Um, no, wait, that alone can't bring out such a flavor. That sensation which pierces right through your body. It ain't sweetness, but acidity. I bet you add some sort of citrus fruit in it, right? I'm astonished, Colonel. It seems you've really savored it. Precisely. I had a little curacao to give it subtle flavor. Ooh, orange liquor. All right. Since Willa's return from America, I intentionally procured something made with American oranges. Oranges? I see. So it was this representative of summer fruits that was working behind the scenes. That's God damn it! I really feel like I'm covering Food Wars right now. That's right. The subtle aroma and acidity of the curacao not only sets off the sweetness of the rich cream, but also leaves a refreshing aftertaste. God, I'm hungry. What complexity! The illusion I saw earlier was really due to this dessert. It's frustrating, but it's good. It's simply divine. So this is Albert's specialty. As expected of Albert's Nissan's creme brulee. It's my absolute favorite dish from way back, and it goes well with black tea, too. From way back? I've never served it to you before now, have I, Colonel? This is my specialty dish, which Master Jack taught me how to make when we lived at the Rockwells back in the day. You're kidding me. So there are nobles who know how to use a kitchen. Sonic, give me seconds, Albert. It's gotten rather late now, has it? We've enjoyed ourselves thoroughly. Is it really all right for us to, not to help with the tidying up? From the bottom of our hearts, we'd like to thank you for accepting our invitation on such short notice tonight. Likewise, please do come over to 221B for tea next time. Let's talk about what's to come some other time, Shirley. Yeah. God, this art's so pretty. Damn it, it's my loss again. When on earth am I ever gonna beat you? Well, I'll have as many tries as it'll take from here on. Brace yourself, William, because I'll be sticking by you the rest of our lives until I win. We're finally done stocking up. Even if I were to make excuses for it, saying it's because I haven't had much opportunity to pay for things myself, the fact remains that I don't have much money left on me now. When was the last time we two walked through town together, huh? We've been on our feet since morning, so you're probably feeling rather peckish. Let's get something from that shop. Sorry, Will. Seems they only had one scone left. Oh, God, from chapter 1. Yeah. So, we're going halfsies again, I see. Good morning, William Nissan. You're up early. I see you made some tea. Thank you very much. Oh, so this is all from William's point of view. I like that we're getting a first POV here. It's delicious, very much so. Are there any interesting cases? Now we're in profile. Okay. No, not at all. Nobles tyrannizing the citizens, such cases are nowhere to be found. The city is at peace today, William Nissan. Isn't that so? That's good to hear. See, okay, so we're done with part 1. Here we go. Ooh, so there's going to be a manga adaptation of the light novels starting March 3rd. Okay. After the manga adaptation finishes its run, then part 2 will begin serialization. Okay. Alright, so let me read what the manga adaptation of the light novels is going to be. If you have not read because I have not read the light novels for the light novels. So they're basically side stories of popular characters from episodes of the light novels written by Saida Yosuke and will be turned into a manga by Miyoshi Hikaru herself. Dude! So the light novels are going to be made canon. Ooh, okay. This is going to be good. I wonder if this is going to take place where, the side stories and whatnot, if they're going to take place within the time skip. That would make a lot of sense. I feel like that's going to be the case. But I'm very curious what you guys think. I'm so excited for that we're getting the light novels adapted. I'm down with this. So my guess is, depending on how many side stories there are, I'm guessing part 2, because remember, this is monthly. So it's starting in March. So I'm guessing part 2 will probably start, depending on how many, depending on the pacing, it's probably going to start in 2024. That's my best guess. But let me give you my thoughts on the conclusion for part 3, or not part 3, on part 1, and this chapter and part 1 as a whole. So for this chapter as a conclusion, I thought this was really good. This was well paced. This was a good way to close it out, and I love that it was closed out with the creme brulee, and it was closed out with, of course, with William and his brother, with the flashback to what, and with that throwback to the first chapter. I really do like that. With part 1 as a whole, I love part 1. Part 1 was great, and I love seeing everyone cry over Night, because we were all crying over Night. Let's be fucking real. And I loved finding out how Sherlock was communicating with Watson. That was a nice little twist. But anyways, I love obviously all the part 1 stuff up to the first portion of part 1 with the cat and mouse game between Sherlock and William. That shit was great. Obviously, that was great goddamn writing. It very much gave you like Death Note, but like a lighter version of Death Note meets well, I would say better, obviously, than From the Red Fog. But what was the other one I was thinking of? And actually, I should say this. It was like very much Ron Kamonohashi meets Death Note. That's what that was giving me, which makes sense. And then I think the stuff afterwards, when we got to America, I love Billy the Kid so fucking much. Billy the Kid is goddamn amazing. Oh my god. I think the thing that was great about the American content, I loved getting and it's the same thing with also the British content, technically, is the history aspect of it. I love historical based fiction like that. And I loved getting the stuff with Pinkerton. I love getting the stuff with like Billy educating them on like the Second Amendment and shit like that. I loved that. I thought that was so interesting. So like the commentary on American politics and shit, especially in that time period, was very, very interesting. And then, of course, the shootout itself. Oh my god, that was good. The art, of course, was definitely the highlight. This art is just beautiful. Very, very goddamn beautiful. I can't wait to see what we're going to get with part 2. Especially with the time period. I'm hoping we're going to get more like famous authors, because obviously we got famous authors up in here. I want to see more historical figures. That was one thing that kind of bothered me in the American side of things. I was hoping that we were going to see like more American historical figures, or like authors or whatnot, but maybe we'll get that in the next portion. I'm curious what you guys think in regards to that. The other thing I forgot to mention, of course, I loved seeing James Bond, especially with the timing of it, of James Bond coming, James Bond being a woman. Because you had mofos, because remember, this was the time when there was the controversy of James Bond, the final James Bond movie coming out, and James Bond being a woman, and you had James Bond in this manga, the original James Bond was a woman, and I was like, as soon as that happened, I was like, damn. You mofos want to talk about James Bond being the first female James Bond. Bitch, the first female James Bond already happened. It was in this manga. so, um, so I love using that every time. Every time I hear mofos on Twitter bitch about that, I bring that up every time. Be like, you want to talk about the first female James Bond? Already kind of happened. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you guys thought of this conclusion. What are your thoughts on part one as a whole? And what do you think we're going to get? Do you think that the light novels, I'm hoping the light novels are going to really set everything up for part two as well. I'm curious if it's going to stay in Europe or if it's going to move to if it goes to like Russia or something, that'd be very interesting. Or if it's, because I'm trying to think of the time period, because this is like late 1800s, like early 1900s. So, So I wonder if we're gonna see. I don't know if we're gonna see anything from World War One. I doubt it. If we see any, or if we like see the start of World War, or like everything leading up to World War One, like some of the events leading up to World War One, that I think would be extremely interesting. Not gonna lie. I wonder if part two is gonna do that. I wonder if part two is going to cover some of the events leading up to World War One. I'm not saying it will cover World War One. I'm saying some of the significant events, whether it be in Europe or in Russia or on the American side of things. I'm very curious if that is going to be the case. I'd love to see some shit going down in Germany. I think that would be very interesting. Especially from like MI6. I mean, I want to see what MI6 was doing over there. That'd be freaking interesting. I'm very curious what you guys think. Do you guys want to see like MI6 have send Sherlock and William to Germany in part two? I think that would be very cool. Not gonna lie. Or the Ottoman Empire? Or Russia? It's another possibility. Or Japan even. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. And remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. Love what we're doing and want to help keep this operation alive and kicking so we can keep bringing you more Moriarty the Patriot content. A few ways you could do that. Donate to our Cash App, PayPal, Patreon, purchase something off our Amazon wishlist. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Discord, friend us on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later. Bye.